Ladies and gentlemen, it is now 7 p.m. and I would like to call to order the regularly scheduled meeting of the Beloit City Council here at 100 State Street, Beloit, Wisconsin. It is Monday, November 18th, 2013. Roll call.
The roll call shows all councilors present except for Councilor DeForest, with Councilor Lupke appearing via telephone.
Thank you. Item 2 is Pledge of Allegiance. Will you please stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is special orders of the day and announcements. There are none. So we move on to item 4, public hearings. Item 4A and 4B, we'll have one staff report for these, but we'll handle this at public hearings separately. Item 4A, please.
A proposed ordinance amending the future land use map of the City of Beloit's comprehensive plan to change the future land use designation for the properties located at 903 and 911 East Grand Avenue from office to neighborhood commercial. The Plan Commission recommended approval 4-0.
Mrs. Christensen.
The applicants are the owners of 903 and 911 East Grand Avenue. What they're trying to do is change the comprehensive plan from office to neighborhood commercial and then subsequently rezone their property from C1 office to C2 neighborhood commercial. The property at 903 is currently a building with retail tenants. The owner of 911 is hoping to also locate retail sales-oriented businesses in that building. Retail sales is not permitted in the C1 office district at all, so that's what prompted the request. Plan Commission did hold a public hearing to consider the amendments to the comp plan and the zoning map amendments on October 9th, and they did unanimously recommend approval of those changes.
Thank you. I'd like to open the public hearing on item 4A. All persons wishing to speak on item 4A, please approach the podium and state your name and address. Second call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4A. Third and final call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4A. Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing on item 4A. First thing on our here is to consider suspending the rules.
Move we suspend the rules, Mr. President. Second.
Moved by Van de Bogart and second by Levy. Do we have any questions or comments on suspending the rules? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye. Aye.
Move approval of the merits.
Item passed 6-0. And we have a motion for approval by Levy, second by Van de Bogart. Do we have any questions or comments on item 4A? All right, I'll call the matter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Item passes 6-0. I'll open the public hearing on item 4B. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak on item 4B, please approach the podium and state your name and address. Second call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4B. Third and final call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4B. Hearing none, I'll close this public hearing on item 4B.
Move to suspend the rules.
Moved by Levy.
Second.
Second by Spreitzer. Anyone with any questions or comments about suspending the rules? All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye.
Aye.
Move approval of the merits.
We suspended the rules by 6-0. We're moved for the merits by Levy.
Second.
Second by Spreitzer. Any questions or comments on the merits? All in favor of approving item 4B, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes 6-0. We'll move on to 4C.
A proposed ordinance amending the City of Beloit's zoning district map to change the zoning district classification of the property located at 1877 Madison Road from C3 Community Commercial District to PUD Planned Unit Development District. The Plan Commission recommended approval 6-0.
Mrs. Christensen.
On September 3rd, the City Council approved a PUD Master Land Use Plan For Woodman's, authorizing the demolition of the existing gas station car wash quick lube facility, the demolition of an existing 34,000 square foot warehouse, and the construction of a new gas station / car wash / quick lube facility at the southern end of the property at Madison Road and Woodman Lane. The applicant chose to do the PUD approval first, and so this is the second phase, which actually rezones the property to PUD from the C3 community commercial designation. Plan Commission considered this and recommended approval unanimously of the zoning to Planned Unit Development District.
Thank you. I'd like to open the public hearing on item 4C. All persons wishing to speak on item 4C approach the podium and state your name and address. Second call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4C. Third and final call for persons to come forward and speak on item 4C. Hearing and seeing none, I'll close the public hearing on item 4C. And do we have a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
Moved by Levy,
Second.
second by Spreitzer. Do we have any questions or comments on suspending the rules? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor of suspending the rules, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We've suspended the rules by a vote of 6-0.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Spreitzer, second by Levy. Anyone have any questions or comments on the merits? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It passes 6-0. Now 4D.
A resolution approving a conditional use permit to allow an outdoor seating area and outdoor sales, possession, and consumption of alcohol in a CBD 1 Central Business District core for the property located at 443 East Grand Avenue. The Plan Commission recommended approval 6-0.
Mrs. Christensen.
This outdoor seating area for Rivals Bar and Grill is partially constructed. They will finish the construction if it is approved. Okay, that's loud noise. Their proposal is to put 3 tables and 12 chairs within that outdoor seating area. We did send this out to the review agents. We did not receive any comments or concerns. We also sent out a notice to the nearby property owners, did not receive any comments, and then following the Plan Commission meeting where the issue was raised of whether tenants got notified, I provided a copy to Shauna Elamine, the Executive Director of DBA, and asked her to send it to the landlord and ask her to notify her tenants. So we did do that ask. Plan Commission did review this item at their last meeting and recommended approval subject to the conditions which are listed in the resolution, which is that this conditional use permit authorizes the use of the existing separate room with large openings in the walls facing Pleasant Street in the alley in the northeast corner of the existing building as an outdoor seating area with alcohol. Prior to the establishment of the outdoor seating area, the applicant shall amend the liquor license for the premises to include the outdoor seating area. The fire inspector and building official will inspect the outdoor seating area and establish a maximum occupancy, which shall be posted inside the building and within the outdoor seating area. The door leading to the outdoor seating area shall be marked as an exit. The applicant shall provide a visible and/or audible fire alarm within the outdoor seating area. Music may not be played in the outdoor seating area between midnight and 7 a.m. And then our standard condition of major changes coming back through this process and minor changes being able to approved administratively. At the Plan Commission meeting, there was some discussion about music and what had been approved in the past. So I went back to 2000 when we started approving some of these outdoor seating areas, and that table is included in your packet. We didn't put many conditions on these when we first started, but as of late, we had imposed the condition of no music after 10 p.m. So that has been our kind of standard in the last several years as these have become more prevalent and on our agenda. But Plan Commission did recommend approval of the conditions that are included in the resolution in your packet.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve to get this on the table?
Move approval.
Moved by Spreitzer,
Second.
second by Kincaid. Councilor Kincaid.
The question of music at night, there are about half a dozen apartments on the second floor above the area. So I think we need to be certainly mindful of how late that goes. And it seems to me that 10 o'clock would be a reasonable cutoff time.
Agreed. Counselor Levy.
Just a couple of questions, Mr. Christensen. You said that they started working before we knew about it?
Yes, we issued a stop work order on June 19th.
Okay. All right. Then the other piece that you said we're going to probably see a lot more of these popping up, and I know we've had some in the past. Is there a way that we can get some, and I know we kind of approve them as they come along with, can we get something concrete so it fits everybody? Because, I mean, like you had to go back to 2000 to see what it was. It seems as though we have something in place that we can give to the individuals that want to do this, say, here's the requirements up front, so you don't always have to go back and see what did we do in years past. Because I agree with you that I think we're going to see a lot more of these, and I think now is the time to probably firm something up so when they come forward, we're good to go.
We have had similar conditions for all of them, but we can't tell them that's what's required because it takes council action to require that. So we do let them know through the staff report these standard set of conditions. I'm not sure why we did midnight in this one. I don't know.
Okay.
But if you look at, we always have the visible and or audible fire alarm. We have most of the conditions are pretty standard at this point because
Okay.
we've been reviewing a lot of them since 2010.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that no one has the opportunity to say, well, you let that particular business get away with something that you're holding me to a different standard to. So just consistency, and
Yeah.
I would appreciate that. So
Sure.
thank you.
Counselor Spreitzer.
Mr. Christensen? Do you know where the midnight originated? Was that staff or with the Plan Commission?
I believe it originated by staff. It was what was in our staff report.
Okay. And do you know if that was requested at all by the business or?
It was not. It was not requested by the business owner at Plan Commission. He did indicate that he didn't think it would be a problem because, and I don't know if he's here. My understanding is that they have speakers in the outdoor seating area, so that it comes in from whatever they're playing. I don't know what they're playing in the bar, but that based on how the outdoor seating area was, that music is not spilling out. That was his sense. I don't know if it is or if it will or won't, but he did not believe it was going to be a problem.
And was there an interest in having it between 10 and midnight?
He didn't say. I don't check to you. He really just, from what my reading of the minutes, he just said he didn't think it would be a problem to midnight. He didn't really, they didn't propose 10 because they didn't know this table was generated after the Plan Commission meeting. So they didn't debate 10 versus 12. That didn't happen at the Plan Commission. In the past, they've, there have been times when they actually restricted music completely, like I think Sarah's Pub might be one that they actually took the music completely out because of neighbor issues. So I think 10 has been pretty standard. I think planning staff was just thinking that, wasn't remembering all the residential units. I was thinking it's commercial all over, and then it wouldn't really be a problem. And I don't know that it will be, but I think for consistency's sake, 10 p.m. does make some sense.
Thank you.
Counselor Van de Bogart.
I just wanted to make the point in response to Councilor Levy that, yes, I think we should have a core of requirements that are pretty standard, but I think there also has to be flexibility involved because of the different locations and traffic and apartments up above or not, or we can't just use a cookie cutter here for all of these. We have to have a cookie cutter plus or minus different conditions.
All right, Counselor Levy.
And I agree with that, but I guess I'm just looking for, as you said, the core items, because I'm hearing some fluctuation between the 10 and the midnight, and I think that is one of the main ones that we need to make sure that somehow we firm up, because like you said, with some areas, they may say, well, I want to go to midnight. That's the piece that I wish that we can definitely firm up. And I know you said ultimately it's, council's approval, but I was hoping that, and I don't know, maybe I'll throw it to the city manager and see if that's something that we can look at and saying, these are being approved and not regulated, but say, but council will lean more towards the 10 p.m. versus.
And we do that.
Okay.
But in this case, generally, the music condition isn't usually requested by the applicant. We've been restricting the music because it seemed appropriate.
Okay.
So that we rarely, I don't think we ever get somebody coming in saying, I want to play music outside till 2 o'clock.
Okay.
So this was one that just didn't meet, you know, we've got our whole set specifically related to like fire issues and alcohol control issues, which have been our big ones. And this table I gave to Drew so that it's now, you know, this
Okay.
is what and we'll base, if you guys make it 10 o'clock tonight, you know, we will never propose something that's later than 10.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
All right, I think that suits as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've been discussing 10. Was somebody going to propose to amend the...
Yeah, make a motion that we stick the music to 10 o'clock.
All right, so change the language to where it says music shall not be played in the outdoor seating area between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. So, okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Levy. Do we have any questions or comments on that amendment? Councilor Van de Bogart.
Well, and I think you lose sight of the fact that these places exist so people can go and smoke cigarettes. They don't go out there to listen to music. They go out there, they have their cigarette. They may sit there a little bit, but the primary thing is the smoking. And so this is superfluous to a degree. But 10 o'clock makes sense.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and call the matter on the amendment. All in favor of the proposed amendment to staff or to condition 5, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the amendment passes 6-0, and we have a motion and a second on the underlying matter. Anybody else have any questions or comments on the matter as amended? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes as amended, 6-0. All right. Item 5 is citizens' participation. We've reached the point on the agenda where our citizens can come to speak to the council about issues that may be coming before us or may come before us in the future. Council members may not act on any requests at this meeting, but may refer the speaker to staff for assistance. We ask that you hold your comments to 3 minutes or less and refrain from personal attacks of any kind. I have no sheets indicating anyone wishes to speak, so I'll just open the floor to anyone wishing to come forward and speak under citizens' participation. Please approach the podium and state your name and address. Second call for persons to come forward and speak under citizens' participation. Third and final call for persons to come forward and speak under citizens' participation. Hearing none, I'll close citizens' participation. We'll move on to the consent agenda, item 6. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, and in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered at this point in the agenda. Councilor Van de Bogart?
I just wanted to move approval of the consent agenda, Mr. President.
Second. Okay, then consent agenda will consist of items 6A through 6H. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item passes 6-0. Item 7 is ordinances. There are none. Item 8, we have appointments today. We have I, the undersigned, Charles M. Haynes, duly elected President of the Beloit City Council, subject to confirmation by the City Council, does hereby appoint the following citizen members to the vacancies and terms indicated below. Said appointments being pursuant to nominations made and approved by the Appointment Review Committee at the regularly scheduled meeting on November 11th, 2013. Appointments, we have the Alcohol Beverage Licensing Control Committee, Betty Barnett of 2740 East Ridge Road, replacing Frank Marston for an term ending June 30th, 2014. For the Business Improvement District, Downtown Beloit Association, Ramiro Vargas, Blackhawk Bank, 400 Broad Street, replacing Matthew Reynolds as owner-occupant for a term ending December 31st, 2013. Community Development Authority, Gail G. Johnson of 2614 Sunshine Lane, replacing Carol Simpkins, or Crystal Simpkins, I should say, for a term ending December 31st, 2014. The Landmarks Commission, incumbent Steve Vollmer, East Side Representative, for a term ending October 31st, 2016. Incumbent Donna Johnson, the West Side Representative, for a term ending October 31st, 2016. Alex Blazer of 312 West Grand, replacing Lynette Johnson for a term ending October 31st, 2015. Terry J. Kay of 410 Bluff Street, replacing Sandra Williams for a term ending October 31st, 2016. And then finally, Traffic Review Committee, Mike Ramsden, 1720 East Ridge Road, replacing Carol Fryer for a term ending September 30th, 2015. Do we have a motion to approve the appointments?
Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Spreitzer, second by Levy. All in favor of approving the appointment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes 6-0. I'd like to announce the following vacancies for boards and committees. Appointment Review Committee has 2 vacancies for residents. Board of Appeals has 2 vacancy alternate for residents. Board of Ethics has 1 vacancy for former City Council, 4 vacancies for residents. Board of Review has 1 vacancy alternate for resident, 1 vacancy for resident. Community Development Authority has 1 vacancy for resident. Equal Opportunity Commission has 1 vacancy for resident. The Municipal Golf Committee has 1 vacancy for youth resident for youth and 1 vacancy for resident. Parks and Recreation Conservation Advisory Commission has 1 vacancy for resident. Plan Commission has 1 vacancy for resident, and Traffic Review Committee has 1 vacancy for resident. Please contact the clerk or the city manager's assistant for information if you wish to serve your community in this very important role. 9 is councilor activities and upcoming events. We'll start with Councilor Van Bogart.
Thank you, President Haynes. 2 things I want to highlight that I was able to participate in since our last meeting. First was I did have the opportunity to attend a state tourism convention where the Visit Beloit organization received a statewide award for the Random Acts of Kindness presentation and program they had earlier this spring. We were in competition with a number of other communities who spent less than, I think it was $30,000 on a program, and we received a statewide award for that at that meeting. The other item that I had a chance to participate in, and I have to thank Councilor Lupke for asking me and giving me the opportunity. Last Monday on Veterans Day, he was slated to make a presentation to the veterans and the Vets Roll program at Culver's. And he was not able to attend that, and he asked if I would fill in for him, and I was happy to do so. It was, if you recall, at 2 o'clock that afternoon, it was snowing, winding, raining, and it was colder than a son of a gun. But I did have an opportunity on behalf of you, Mr. President, and Mr. Vice President, and the Council, and the citizens of the community, to thank our veterans and our veterans' families for their service and their dedication, and I was happy to do that for all of us.
Thank you on many levels. Councilor Kincaid.
I have nothing today.
Councilor Lupke.
I just want to thank Councilman Andy Bogart for filling in for me when I was in the hospital. I hear you did a very nice job, so I appreciate that. Those are my only comments.
Thank you. Councilor Spreitzer.
Nothing this evening.
Councilor Levy.
Nothing.
My goodness, we're all very quiet
Can't
today.
believe it, all of us talkers.
No, I've been slowly moving through this agenda because it just seems like we're moving with unseemly haste.
We want to leave room for the next part of the agenda.
That's right, exactly. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I have nothing additional to add as well. Item 10 would be the city manager's presentation. Item 10A.
It's the economic development update.
And Mr. President, we do have a little extra time this evening, so we might spend an extra minute or two. We have quite a bit of, I think, very substantive and useful information here, not only to share with the City Council, but also to share with the residents of the community. So with that, Andrew, I'll turn the program over to you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, President and Council. I've been asked to take a few minutes this evening to give you an update on some of the economic development activity that we have going on in the community, and to give you an update on some of the economic development marketing activities that we have been involved with. Starting with marketing for the Gateway Business Park, one of the first things we did after we ended our partnership with MLG is we strengthened our partnership with the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation, and we printed and produced our brochure marketing the park. I do have extra copies up here if councilors or anybody from the audience would like to get a copy. And I do believe you all got a hard copy of this document when it was released. So we have hard copies of this brochure, and we also have uploaded it to our website at greaterbeloitworks.com. Because MLG ended their partnership with us, they removed all their signage, the real estate signage, so we replaced that signage throughout the park. This slide illustrates on a map where those 8 new signs were actually physically located. We also partnered this past fall with our partners with Rock County 5.0. We put on a brokers and developers open house. We invited folks to come in to Beloit. We hosted this at the Beloit Inn, now the Ironworks Hotel. We had 70 attendees come to this event, professionals from all walks of life who are involved in the development community. Some of the highlights for that event is we introduced our development team. We talked about some of the trends and the opportunities that exist in Rock County, and we also presented our brokerage agreements, and they were included in the packets that we handed out. And we premiered our most recent video, which is called Rock County, Rock Ready, Are You? And the video takes about 2.5 minutes, so I'm going to ask Larry to cue that up for us.
Are you ready? Whether you're seeking an urban or rural setting, a greenfield, or perhaps even redevelopment opportunities, Rock County, Wisconsin has the industrial real estate portfolio to meet your needs. Home to over 500 acres of certified shovel-ready sites, Rock County can expedite your construction project by issuing permits within 30 days or less. Since these sites are owned by local units of government that understand the value of operating within a pro-business environment, developer of choice is the rule, not the exception. Do you require interstate visibility and access, rail service, redundant power capabilities, or sites capable of accommodating up to 1 million square feet? Not a problem, as Rock County has several options to meet these needs, complete with compatible land uses, proper zoning, right-sized utility services, tax increment financing, and state income tax credit benefits. Pricing is about $1 per square foot, with no special assessments or other surprises added at closing. Whether it's the standard white box finish or curb appeal statement, you're sure to find this variety among Rock County's existing building portfolio. Regardless of which route is selected, these properties commonly possess any number of the following facility characteristics: contemporary energy efficiencies, high cube height, speed bays, heavy power, cranes, and rail service. And with price points considerably lower than what larger metropolitan areas offer, you will experience savings without compromising functionality. Avoid that fiscal cliff, lock in cost predictability, and set your business compass toward a Rock County, Wisconsin location. Our seasoned team understands the importance of delivering speed-to-market responsiveness, and it has a solid track record of keeping development projects moving forward, on time and on budget. Get ready to experience the Rock County difference by calling or visiting online today.
The 70 participants of the event, they all got a copy of a flash drive, which includes a lot of data on our sites, our buildings, our demographics, and of course the video that we premiered at that event. We're in the process of following up from the event. We actually sent out postcard reminders, beg your pardon, just last week, and we're starting to gear up for our next event, which is going to take place sometime in early next year, and we're hoping to host that event down in Chicago in the O'Hare area. One of the more recent initiatives that we supported was a print ad campaign. And again, this is an ad campaign targeted towards the Chicagoland market. We're basically working with two publications down there. One, Chicago Industrial Properties, and the other one is Midwest Real Estate News. This is a 6-month campaign, and on the right-hand side of the slide, you can see what the copy looks like for one of those particular ads. So it's going to be a print campaign, and those publications also will be on their website when they do their weekly banner e-blasts. Yes, sir.
Can I interrupt for a second?
Absolutely.
Is that going to be in conjunction with 5.0, or is this on our own with the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation?
This is actually being put together by the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation. They're paying for half of it, and the city is paying for the other half through TIF 10. And I should point out, this campaign targets specifically the Gateway Business Park. We've also been attending trade shows. We've been kind of targeting this year food processing. In July, I attended the International Food Technology Show in Chicago. A couple weeks ago, I attended the Process and Dairy Expo in Chicago. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to be going back down to Chicago to go to the Private Label trade show, which is a food processing event as well. So with that, I think I'll transition into some of our economic development projects and activity, both ongoing projects and projects that were recently announced. The first one here is the DuPont project. This has been ongoing for some time. It's a significant expansion of their facility. They're adding over 128,000 square feet. Total capital investment is in excess of $30 million. Not creating a lot of jobs here, only three new jobs. We supported this project by providing them a loan through our RLF program. State of Wisconsin supported it through a tax credit allocation. They've completed their first phase, which was actually completed last year, and they hope to finish their second phase by the end of this year. The Phoenix project, this is a mixed-use redevelopment infill project, of course, in downtown Beloit, being conducted by Hendricks Commercial Properties. It's a public-private partnership. It's going to be a 4-story building. Total square footage is 40,000 square feet. The upper floors, top 3 floors will be residential, and the ground floor will be commercial. The building is a little bit behind schedule, but they hope to get this completed relatively soon as well. And they have been negotiating with a number of high-quality tenants that they hope to attract to the ground floor. First National Bank and Trust is doing some work to their annex building. They are adding an addition of about 1,500 square feet. Then they're renovating 2,000 square feet. Total investment for this project is just under $1 million at $800,000. And again, they hope to complete this by the end of the year. On the west side, the Woodman's Market project, Julie kind of talked about this one already. They're doing a 21,546 square foot warehouse expansion. They're also developing a new gas station, car wash, C-store. Total investment is going to be around $3.5 million, and the work is supposed to be completed sometime in mid-2014. Casey's General Store, this is at the corner of Cranston Road and Chopier. New C-store, 4,353 square feet, $2 million investment. They broke ground just back on October 18th. They've been making a lot of progress. I took a photograph on Thursday. By Saturday afternoon, the trusses were up for the roof already, so it's really moving along quickly. On Milwaukee Road is the old BP gas station that was removed for this new development. It's a new U.S. Cellular corporate retail store. It's, again, on the corner of Milwaukee Road and Freeman Parkway. It's about a 3,000 square foot building, and again, they hope to be completed very, very soon here. Piggly Wiggly, another project we've been tracking for some time, but they got earnest with their redevelopment a few weeks ago. They're going to occupy 50,000 square feet of the former Kmart building. They will have some sub-tenants in that building as well. They hope to create about 100 new jobs. They're going to have over $4 million invested into the renovation. And again, work is underway. They hope to be open sometime in 2014. Cherry Tree Assisted Living. This is a 72-unit residential facility. It would have 48 residential care units. 24 units will be a community-based residential facility with a memory care center as well. It's a 4-acre development. They hope to create about 60 new jobs, and the cost for doing this project is about $5 million. At the Eclipse Center, Associated Bank is building a brand new facility. It's about 3,831 square feet. It's being built on an outlot on the north side of the campus. Construction began in August. It's a $2.6 million project. On Milwaukee Road, the Beloit Health Systems Cancer Center. It's an 18,000 square foot facility, $11.6 million investment. They were hoping to have it done by the end of the year, but the project's creeping a little bit longer than they thought, so it'll probably be completed in January. Project in South Beloit, the former South Beloit Inn. This facility and property was purchased by Mr. Michael Zhang. He's in the process of renovating the building. A portion of the facility will be used as a traditional hotel, and a portion of the facility will be used for international student housing. At the corner of Milwaukee and Cranston is the Qdoba Mexican Grill project. This is a 2-storefront strip center. The restaurant's going to take up 5,700 square feet. The Qdoba is going to take up 2,500 square feet. There will be a second storefront. That tenant has not yet been announced. Also on Milwaukee Road at 2850 is McMain Enterprises. They're going to be just started construction of a strip center out there. Their primary tenant is going to be Arby's. Arby's is currently located immediately next door, so they're going to be the anchor tenant here. This developer also owns the Arby's building. He'll be renovating that and making that available to attract a new tenant as well. It's about 3,000 square feet, and it's about a $1.8 million investment. Downtown again, at the corner of Broad and Grand, is the new Clark Station. So a new gas station and C-store. It's 2,230 square feet, and it's a $1.2 million investment. The Beloit Ironworks Hotel, former Beloit Inn, has been going through renovations throughout the summer. This past summer they worked on renovating the exterior of the building. They're currently renovating the rooms. They have also renovated the common areas, the conference center, and they've constructed a new registration desk. And they added a new entry feature. Total cost of this renovation is $3.8 million. Beloit Precision, this is a company located in the I-90 Industrial Park. We have an accepted offer with them to purchase about 3.4 acres of land that we currently own. They plan on building an 18,000 square foot building on that site. It will create 3 to 4 new jobs, and we hope to close later this week, and then they hope to begin construction shortly thereafter. The Ironworks redevelopment project, again, Hendricks Commercial Properties, they're investing over $38 million into this renovation. That might include having the YMCA be a tenant at the southern end. In August, the city's Board of Appeals approved a floodplain variance allowing this project to go forward. And then when I was in front of the council last time, you approved to allow the city to apply to WEDC for a grant to help support this project. And this slide just basically illustrates a couple of the different views of the project once it's finished. But also located in the Ironworks is this company called Universal AET. They are a manufacturer of acoustic, emission, and filtration systems. They've been leasing about 30,000 square feet in the facility for a little over a year, and they recently signed a lease for an additional 106,000 square feet that could grow to an additional 67,000 square feet. It's a serious company. It's a long-term 12-year lease. They hope to create at least 50 new jobs at that facility, and they're investing $3 million. And then on the far west side, west of Gateway Business Park, I beg your pardon, east of the Gateway Business Park, these two companies, CCI and Blackhawk Transport, are going to be building a building and sharing the space. And it's headquarters for both of these companies. It's going to be located on Town Hall Road. It's a two-story building, 16,000 square feet, and over $1.7 million in investment. And again, this project they hope to break ground yet this year. North Star Medical Radioisotopes, they still have their long-term plans to build a production facility in the Gateway Business Park. Currently, the company is looking for an interim facility for an office and for some warehousing. As the project continues to evolve, we'll continue to communicate to you what those changes are. The former KFC store at the corner of Park Avenue and Grand, the developer has taken out a conditional use permit to locate a Domino's Pizza franchise at this location. And you've heard me during strategic planning talk about our BRE, our Business Retention Expansion program. This is a county-wide program. We've been doing this since 2009. We have conducted throughout the county 159 visits. 132 of those have been original, and 27 have been repeats. And kind of some of the things that we're seeing in a real quick snapshot: mergers, acquisitions, and divestiture activities are on the rise. Market share is on the rise, and these companies that we're talking to are slightly seeing less product expansion and product expansion plans. And there's positive and negative issues that they've been seeing with the workforce. The two charts in these next series of slides basically shows a timeline. The top chart goes from when we started in February of 2009 through March of 2012, and then the bottom charts show from March of 2012 through currently. But as you can see, 55 to 61%, these companies are seeing increased market share of their key products. So they're growing. Our companies are growing. And then when we asked them about if they had plans for launching new products, in the first group, 85% said yes, and in the second group, 80% said yes. And plans for expansion, 60% said in the first group, and 54% said so in the second group. I'm not going to go through and talk about all these, but the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation has a full schedule of workforce development and educational programs that they're involved with. Two of our most recently announced programs is the Inspire Rock County program and the Work Today program. The City of Beloit's CDBG-funded revolving loan fund, the Greater Beloit Economic Development Corporation manages that fund on your behalf. We have 5 loans that we currently have that we're servicing. We've lent out $167,422. Of those 5 loans, 1 is delinquent. And the funds that we have available to loan to businesses is $275,796.50. So this last slide is just kind of a summary of all the activity that we're tracking. If all those projects get finished to the level that we've been told, we would be creating 356 new jobs, adding over 314,000 square footage of new development at a value in excess of $219 million. So that's my prepared remarks. I'd be happy to take any questions.
Councilor Van der Bogart.
Thank you, Mr. President. Andrew, I'd like to thank you for your hard work in corralling and putting together these projects and numbers, and also the hard work of our partners. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me and in a nice way asked what's happening around town with all the construction and with all of the activity, and a compliment to you and your staff and the others that we work with. If we weren't, obviously you're being successful, and keep it up. I can only say good things. So many people have commented and complimented the efforts that are visible to all of us. And so thank you for your efforts.
Thank you.
Councilor Spicer.
Just wanted to echo Councilor Van de Bogert's comments. Just this morning, a coworker asked me what's happening out on Milwaukee Road, and was able to talk about the various projects. So again, definitely people are noticing, and I think keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I'd like to echo. Thank you for bringing all this to us. It's nice to be able to start seeing a lot of things to talk about rather than just one or two big items. But your efforts have been tireless, and I'm very appreciated. Councilor Kincaid.
I think this is a first-rate job, and it's very professional, and I know it's going to reap a lot of results. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then. City Manager, do you have anything that you'd like to add to this?
No, I think Mr. Yankee's done a very thorough job of reporting to council and the community on all the activities that are going on. I just do want to add one comment, and we appreciate all your kind words, and they are true, and a lot of effort has gone into this. But I also wanted to comment that one of the exciting things about this list of projects is, while there are a number in here that the city worked very hard to recruit or to help a business expand, and we've done incentives here ranging from write-downs on real estate value, income tax credits, tip incentives. There's also a lot of the primarily commercial projects that you saw in the presentation that we really did not recruit or incentivize. And I think this is really important and a significant paradigm shift for the community, that Beloit has reached the point in its urban renaissance in terms of creating a quality place where we now have all kinds of national retailers and restaurant chains knocking on our door, not having to be recruited or incentivized to come here. They are pleased and want to be part of a vibrant community and a sound economy. And so we hope through the GBDC and the efforts of the city staff to continue to build on that and expand upon that. But I think that's a bit of a paradigm shift and a very exciting paradigm shift for the community.
Thank you, and I tend to agree. That's when you've arrived, is when you don't have to go beating the bushes anymore, when they're coming to you, and I'm happy to hear that. All right, then. Thank you, Andrew. It's been truly a pleasure. All right, last item is item 11A.
A resolution supporting the League of Wisconsin Municipalities, Resolution Number 2013-1, Improving Wisconsin's Economy by State and Local Governments Working Together.
City Manager.
Mr. President and councilors, I'm honored and pleased to be presenting this resolution for your consideration this evening. This document paraphrases a resolution that was earlier adopted by the Wisconsin Municipal League Board of Directors, and it articulates a policy initiative that the League has expended some considerable energy on over the past several months, and that is to try and improve the relationship, the dialogue between the municipalities and the urban places around the state of Wisconsin and our state government. This resolution articulates that goal. The specific emphasis, of course, is economic development. The state and the city's metropolitan areas really need to work together if we're going to recruit not only new businesses to come into the state, but also help grow our local businesses, help those businesses expand and add jobs. And as you just heard Mr. Yankee's report, a lot of that is going on in the city. And again, we've got a number of things here that are driven totally by the private sector, and a number of projects that the city has been instrumental in bringing to the community. And you also saw some things here where existing businesses were expanding and growing. We'd like to continue to drive that. It's important to the state, it's important to the metropolitan areas, and certainly the more new jobs we can create, the stronger our economy is going to be. So we're merely asking council tonight, if you would, to affirm this paraphrased version of that resolution. All of these documents will be shared with the Municipal League and ultimately shared with the Governor's office as well. If there's any further questions, be happy to answer them.
Move approval, Mr. President.
Second.
Moved by Van Bogart, second by Levy. Have any questions or comments on this resolution? Hearing none, I'll call the matter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion's been approved, 6-0. We have one final weighty matter before us, item 12.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Levy, second by Spreitzer. All in favor of adjournment, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned.